Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today we've got a map which breaks one of the golden rules of What's Map and is going to be severely punished for it. But armed with this information, you are going to be left with a very nice buildable map, especially those islands down in the south of the window there underneath the spinning sign of doom. Yes, those are really interesting shapes, and most of the map just feels really good to go for a great city build. It's a creator we've done 3 times in the past, episodes 629, 782 and 812, where they got 10, then 11, then 10 stars, and this map feels like a step up from those maps. But then it does go and shoot itself in the foot just a little bit, just a wee little bit. Now, speaking about little bits, there's a little bit coming up in the bottom right corner of your screen now for your link in the description for your BonBonBingo card, and a big bit coming along right now, a reminder. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Madison Cove by ThatGuyVorian. Yes, we've had ThatGuyVorian a few times, and do you know what? They are definitely an accomplished creator now. Just a noopsie, basically, to follow. Start square looks amazing, cannot grumble about that at all, that's perfect. The terrain heights across the map, plenty of buildable space there, and some really nice shaped hills and mountains too. The resources are exquisite. I mean, across the entire map, exquisite. Love that work. And fishing, if you want to do some fishing. You've got Sunset Harbour. It's a bit boring, but it's not always about the fishing. Off to the workshop. Oh, what do we need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. Nicely written description. We'll be using the West Coast theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT. Daylight Classic is there as well. Of course, I have the old version, and there is a one-click collection at the top of the page. So I'll have a scroll down here. There's a few things to subscribe to, not too many. Pines and spruces and pines, and Hide It is there. In the description it covers it. I'll talk about that in a moment. Laviante LUT is there too. Not sure why, because realistic is recommended. I've got some grasses as well down there too. Now in Hide It, the creator has pointed out that you seem to get all this ruining around the bottom of the trees, and they use Hide It to remove that. Now I use Hide It to remove that on every show because it is an ugly thing. Funnily enough though, on loading this map, all of the trees across the entire map had ruining. So it wasn't ThatGuyVorian. There's something really weird going on with the game at the moment. Yesterday's glitchy road and today's ruining. So it's just over 500,000 trees on today's map, so unlimited tree mod is required. So I used Hide It to reset all of the ruining on all of the trees, and I had to walk away and leave it for a few moments because the game took a little while to do it. If you've got a bit of a potato for a computer, you might want to just leave the ruining there, because if my beefy computer took as long as it did to fix all of this, then yours will take forever. Well, it'll certainly seem like it anyway. Start square intersection already. With the way we're doing the route on today's route is to allow us to have a quick glance at the start square very early on. We've got some really good work around. I mean, the detailing, look at the quality of the detailing around here. Looks very lush indeed. And of course, great networking around that intersection. Looks a bit glitchy down here, but it's really not too bad at all. I'm relatively okay with that one. Having got mass transit, nice to have seen a little bit of lane mathematics, but hey ho, you can't always have everything. We have some lane mathematics down here though, with the 4-lane mass transit highway leading down to 2-lane mass transit. Now let me just show you this. I've got a mod called Picker by Cuboid. Now if we click on this little eyedropper here and click on the road, it'll automatically open up. Also, you can click on anything else for that matter, but click on the road and it already opens up the find it there. You can see mass transit automatically highlights that as a mass transit road. Now I can instantly recognize the difference between mass transit and network extensions 2 now, but also a little bit of a bump on that slip road there. But yes, mass transit roads rather than network extensions 2 roads. Again here, the elevated roads here, we'll use the picker, and we'll just use the picker, that's the one, and hover over it, click on that, and it opens up mass transit. There we go. So yes, excellent to see that mass transit rather than accidental use of network extensions 2 roads, because that would be a map breaker, because obviously network extensions 2 isn't listed, but it doesn't matter because it's not needed, so it doesn't need to be listed. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? You just know. You can kind of read the path of the story of the show. Let's keep going though. The road's down here. It's got that little kind of like wobbly kind of vibe to it that you get sometimes with the segment bending. But are real life roads perfectly straight? Are they? I mean, it frustrates me a little bit, but I can get over. I can live with it. It's just one of those visual things that if you've got a problem with it, you know if you've got the problem with it. Next intersection here, again, we've got some really nice intersection work going on and a great detailing around it just to make the whole thing pop. We'll head off this way because there's a lot of traffic heading this way, so we might as well follow the traffic. May as well. This little bridge here, got lovely little areas like this little bridge. I think we should take a closer look. There you go. Just over a little ravine there, little glitch in the ground. I like that. Very nicely done. And then another nicely worked intersection there, which again is very nicely done in the way of detailing. Now today's map does have an Uwitzer Castle, if you've got Uwitzer Castle on your bingo card. Big old bridge coming here as well. Everybody loves a big old bridge. It also has an essential lighthouse, which is very nicely done as well. I did, however, forget to go and record and show you them. The essential lighthouse is fine. The castle's quite nice. Quite nice. It's nothing. It's not one of these spectacular castles that you're going to go, oh, well, why didn't you show me that? You'd be quite happy getting on with your life without seeing it, but there's nothing wrong with it and it's fine. It's more than just the basic. It has got a little bit of effort gone into it, and it works neatly. It's on its own little island. Nice intersection there as well. Good intersection work through and through. But no, I was slightly distracted by the breaking of the golden rule of Watts map. Plus a little bit of a... For those of you watching this in like a year's time, I'm looking at the clock now, recording this voiceover an hour and a half before this video is meant to go live. I'm struggling to get these shows out on time at the moment. It's been a heavy week, so here I am sat in my pyjamas, 6:25 AM on, I don't even know what day it is these days, but on the day of release, the day that this video is going out in an hour and a half. I need to finish recording this, rendering it, and I need to upload it as well in the next 90 minutes. Yeah, panic stations. It's fine. It'll all come together. I'm hoping. I might need some time off at the end of this month. I think, do you know what? I think that might be a thing. I did that last year. I took a week at the end of August. I think I might be tempted to do that again this year. But we'll worry about that if and when it happens. I might be fine by the end. Come the end of the month, I might feel perfect. Anyway, the rail, as you can see, no problem with the rail. Everything's good. There is an extra rail line though, and I'm going to show you this. Normally I would ignore the extra rail line, especially this one here, because it doesn't go anywhere near the start square. You probably won't even know it's there if you're playing base game rules. But I am going to show it because it's a branch line. Yep, you know what's coming. We have trees on this one. Bit of an oversight by ThatGuyVorian. I can't even let this go as being an overgrown line because it just doesn't look like the patterns in the tree placement doesn't look like it's one of these things that has grown over more recently. It just looks like it's been forgotten about. So anyway, 1 tree, 2 trees, plenty of trees on that branch line. Anyway, we'll do the intermission. We'll come back and I'll show you the shipping, and then I'll show you that golden rule, which has been well and truly broken.
Fed up with vanilla or ploppable parking lots in your city? Wondering what BonBonB's parking lots roads is all about? Then you need BonBonB's parking lots tutorial. Click the information button below.
And so back to Madison Cove by ThatGuyVorian and the shipping routes. Do you know what? They're fine. They're fine. They do what they need to do. It's break in the shipping route there that bends around and comes back. A little right angle bend here, which, you know, I'm not a big fan of right angle bends on shipping routes. And although you've got a sharp turning there, if we follow this off towards the edge of the map, you notice it doesn't actually connect up there. So you're not actually going to have any sharp turning ships at that point. Separate shipping route over here, which does a split around either side of this long island, comes back together and heads off through a slightly low bridge, and there is going to be some pillar clipping there as well, and then off towards the edge of the map over here. Water flow in the start square, because that is important to some of you. It's not the strongest, but there are some spawn points here, and if you just look very carefully, you can find some places where the sewage will be taken away. So just look around this edge here. There are a few points where there is a little bit of water motion in that ocean. So it should be okay. Should be. Okay, map as a whole, lots of very interesting buildable areas. I'm going to say the islands like this one here, it's a good size island with some really lovely, the detailing work on today's map is in places very strong indeed. I'm loving these little areas like this that just feels like beachified down the middle, but not quite beachy. I'm really liking it. Good choice of theme, good strong choice of LUTs with the realistic as well. It works very nicely. It doesn't all realistic 1.2 doesn't work with every map, and yet I use it on every map, and sometimes I go, oh, wish it chose a really good one for this one. But yeah, the beach work looks pretty strong. The tree work is pretty strong across the map as well. Loving the shapes of the trees. The rock work, pretty strong. In fact, all of the detailing work is pretty strong. One or two minor grumbles like trees on the line, and of course a little bit of wobbly road work here and there. But on the whole, very strong, very liking. Okay, let's come down and have another look at this intersection. We didn't have a close look at this intersection. We didn't have a close look for a very strong reason. And that is these two-lane mass transit highways here. First of all, we've got a little bit of foliage clipped through on the other. I can live with that. That's fine. That looks just like a bit of moss on the road. I can deal with it. But those mass transit highways, they're not. You know what's coming. Here comes the picker mod. We'll click on it. And it shows us that this is... Wait for it. Network extensions to, yes, network extensions to two-lane highway on that one. And in fact, this other intersection over here that we very quickly scooted over, secondary start location over here, this one doesn't actually have any two-lane network extension highways on it at all. These are very nicely done. These are mass transit. Look, mass transit highway. But right down the end here, network extensions to four-lane highways on the end. Yes, shooting yourself in the foot by having, if you choose one or the other, don't go with both. I think it's the rule, I think. But hey ho, now you know that you need network extensions too, so long as you subscribe to it and you have it enabled in your content manager, none of anything I've just told you matters at all. And you can just get on and enjoy the map. Otherwise, I've got to consider that your map is broken. Start square, and ooh, look. It's the return of Honker. Honker's great. Absolutely loving their skyscrapers and stuff. Haven't seen anything from Honker for a while. I'm sure they've been very busy with life and stuff, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I'm jealous. I am so jealous. How dare you have a life. Okay, now this building Now, I'm not sure. I'm going to say this in two ways. We have the NEMA Chicago or the NEMA Chicago. I just genuinely don't know and haven't had time, because you can imagine now I am less than an hour and a half away from going live. Haven't had time to do any research on this at all. Can tell you it looks great. It seems to have inbuilt, obviously fake, but doesn't matter, inbuilt parking in the building. And get the camera settled above the top. Really tough with these tall skyscrapers to get the camera settled at those heights accurately. And yeah, like that. This is parking lots on the left there. You can see through it. And then I think this is where the cars go in or out. I'm not quite sure in real life. But it's a great building, and I highly recommend it to anybody who wants the NEMA Chicago building, especially anything by Honker. Honker, that's a stonker. Loving it. That's a great building. Right, okay, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description. Take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Apple, Gmail, or a Patreon account. But you ask, what do you think of today's map, BonBon? Well, I've got to tell you, aesthetically, I like this. I like the overall shape of the map, the shape and the feel of the hills, and the tree work is strong. It's just really good, and a great theme and that combo. Don't feel it for a 5-star. I don't feel like yesterday's map was a true 5-star map visually. This is a very strong 4-star map. There's nothing wrong with that. Any map that gets 4 stars at any level is a winner. Detailing, it definitely is a 4-star map for detailing, but there's just a few grumbles and stuff, and that whole rail line covered by trees. I'm going to go for a very high 3. I have to punish it a little bit for that. Gameplay potential, this again would score very highly for me. In fact, very highly for me. Probably a high 4. But network extensions 2 breaks the rule. It's technically broken. 1 star, but it's not broken. You know what I mean. Madison Cove by ThatGuyVorian. Oops, I think the word is. Oops. Yeah, that's easily 11 to 12 stars. Honestly, yeah, 4 stars, easily 4 stars for gameplay potential on that one, if you have network extensions too, and I'm sure you do. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Oh, let's be open about it, shall we? And we've made it to the end. Of course we have. If you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day to prove that you are here. And I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. I've got to record the show tonight with another map in the What Map series.